So the
it's
very
big.
first thing they're going to give you is your 3 pieces of information. They're going to give you a person's name, they're going to give you a date, and they're going to give you a time. So with my 3 pieces of information, I know that I have to give Alice Jones 1 countable medication on August 3rd, 2013, and I'm giving Alice her 8 p.m. medication. Now remember, it's only going to be 1 countable med that you have to give, okay? So the tester will ask me if I have any questions. I'm going to say no, and they're going to tell me to begin. So the very first thing I say, I gathered my equipment and I washed my hands. I open up the medication book and I look on Alice Jones' medication sheet, and I have to identify the medication I'm going to give. So here's Alice Jones' medication sheet. I'm given an 8 p.m. countable med. I will tell the tester I am giving Alice her 8 p.m. Klonopin. Next, I open up my red count book. I look on the index. I find Alice Jones. I make sure it's for the Klonopin, and her Klonopin page is on page 7. Here's Alice Jones' Klonopin page. My next step, I tell the tester I am unlocking the box. I have 2 blister packs for Alice Jones. I need to make sure I pull out the right medication. So I have Alice Jones' Klonopin. Now here is where I look at how many pills I have in the blister pack, and I have 30. And I look on the count sheet, and it also tells me I should have 30. So the numbers match and I'm good to go. Now remember, if the numbers don't match, it's not that they're trying to trick you. It means that the student before you who took this test made a mistake and popped out too many pills. Okay? So if the numbers don't match, tell the tester. They'll tell you what to do. Now when you pop out of a blister pack, you always pop from the highest number, working your way down. If someone before you pops out of sequence, now you have to count each pill separately and then check the count sheet to make sure the numbers match. So my numbers match, I'm good to go. So I'm going to start check number 1. Check number 1 is the doctor's order to the pharmacy label. The doctor's order is the page right before the med sheet. So I'm going to compare the doctor's order to the pharmacy label. And again, when you're using the doctor's order, just like you did when you transcribed, come down to new medication treatment orders. So Alice Jones, Klonopin, 1 milligram by mouth, 3 times a day. Alice Jones, Klonopin, 0.5 milligrams, 2 tablets by mouth, 3 times a day. I just did check number 1. Now I have to do check number 2. Pharmacy label to the medication sheet. Alice Jones, Klonopin, 0.5 milligrams, 2 tablets by mouth, 3 times a day. Alice Jones, Klonopin, 0.5 milligrams, 2 tabs, dose will be 1 milligram, 3 times a day by mouth. I just did check number 2. Now I have to pop the medication into a cup. We're going to pretend to pop it here. I have to give 2 pills. I'm going to say pop, pop. That way you know I popped the right amount into the cup. Before I give the med, I have to do check number 3 first. Pharmacy label to the med sheet again. Alice Jones, Klonopin, 0.5 milligrams, 2 tabs by mouth, 3 times a day. Alice Jones, Klonopin, 0.5 milligrams, 2 tabs, dose is 1 milligram, 3 times a day by mouth. Just finished check number 3, now I give the med. I'll say to the tester, Alice, here is your 8 p.m. Klonopin. They'll pretend to take the medication, and I'll say to them, I'll observe for a swallow. Now I have to do my silent look again. Pharmacy label to med sheet again. And this is a silent look again. I just completed my silent look again. Now I have to document that I gave the med. So I gave Alice Jones her 8 p.m. Klonopin on the 3rd. So I find the 3rd, and I come down to 8 p.m. for the Klonopin, and I put my initials in the box, indicating that I gave the med. Then I make sure I come down to the bottom of the med sheet, and I do my one-time legal reference, my initials and my signature. I documented the med book, but because I gave a countable, I also have to document the count sheet. So the date, 8/3/2013, the time, 8 p.m. The amount on hand was 30. The amount used, I gave 2. I write TWO. You don't want to put the number 2. I write the route by mouth. The amount left would be 28, and I sign my name. I documented the count book. I put everything away. I tell the tester that I am locking the box. I'll wash my hands, and I'll observe for side effects and effectiveness. That's the medication administration test. Now, even doing all